right, ladies and gentlemen, this is to help you study for your crayfish practical, which you will have tomorrow. We'll first start with external anatomy that you covered on day 1. The crayfish body is divided into 2 regions, or 2 tagmata. This is the cephalothorax, so from this dividing line up to here is the cephalothorax, and then posterior to that, the region that is known as basically the tail, is the abdomen. Okay. The organs are protected by the carapace, which is reinforced with calcium carbonate and some chitin. On the carapace are a couple of different grooves. First of all, we have the cervical groove, which is basically where the head and thorax fuse. So this right here, all the way around, is the cervical groove. Running down its back and off to this side, and then running down the back and off to this side, these are the prominent sutures. The crayfish rostrum is this right here, sometimes known as its beak. Okay, but the rostrum is up here. And it has antennae. This particular specimen only has 1. Normally there are 2. There would be another one going this way. Here's the one antenna. We have several antennules located right here. If we look at the ventral side of our crayfish, the crayfish mouth is located right here. Okay. We have the mandible, which is this lighter structure, and it's quite a bit harder because it's reinforced with a lot more of the calcium carbonate and chitin. It's responsible for grinding up the food. The maxilla is located right here, and it's responsible for helping guide food towards the mouth. We've got several maxillipeds, the largest ones, and the ones that will be pinned on the practical. Be right here, and here was the other one, just broke off. Okay. The chelipeds, go to a specimen that has 2 chelipeds. These are the chelipeds right here. They're responsible for grasping. They're good for holding prey, and they are sometimes used in mating. This is a female crayfish right here. The main reasons I know that this is a female crayfish is there's a seminal receptacle right here, generally kind of located at the meeting point of the 5th and 6th pair of periopods right here. There are also oviduct pores right here, the base of the 3rd pair of periopods, and we also have a reduction in size of the swimmerets back here. If it is a male, which this one happens to be, the most obvious structure on the male is that they have enlarged swimmerets known as gonopods. Okay, and these are responsible for helping deliver sperm to the seminal receptacle. We talked in class about how they have unflagellated sperm, so the sperm actually do have to be delivered to the female anatomy. Okay, so these are the gonopods that are responsible for doing that. The swimmerets can be located right here. They have 5 pairs of swimmerets. As I said on that male, the first 2 swimmerets are enlarged. We have 2 separate kinds of tail fins. We have uropods, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the exopods and the endopods of the uropods, but 1, 2, 3, 4 uropods. 1 telson in the middle, and then if you flip over back to the ventral side, towards the base of the telson, you will find the crayfish anus, which is where digestive waste is eliminated. Okay, moving on to the internal anatomy of these organisms. The gill chamber is basically just the space in between the carapace and the gills that allows water to flow. Okay, the water comes into the organism using the baler, which is this plastic-looking structure right here. You can also see part of the baler right here. Okay, you can see it sort of forms like a very shallow U shape, and it helps guide water up into the gills. The gills are located right here. They're very feathery. There's a lot of surface area to exchange gases with the water. It takes in oxygen, gives off carbon dioxide. The organism's heart is located pretty much medial to the gills. In this particular organism, it's a little bit difficult to see. So I will probably cut open the other specimen to see if we can identify the heart in there a little bit easier. The heart's responsible for pumping hemolymph throughout the body. This organism has two separate stomachs. They are located very, very far anterior in the organism. We have the cardiac stomach, which is located here. The pyloric stomach is over here. They're separated by the gastric mill. Okay. There are several digestive glands all throughout the organism, but you will recognize the digestive glands as being kind of yellowish in color. So this right here is digestive gland. We've got some more digestive gland underneath muscle down here. Okay. And then same thing with the other side, digestive gland located right in here. And more of it right back in here. Okay. The green glands are the excretory structure for these organisms, and they are responsible for excreting nitrogenous waste. They are found very far anterior in the specimen. They look like two little round pads. They are located, let's see if we can get this angled properly. This is a green gland, whoops, got stuck. And this is a green gland, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and dissect the specimen so we can see its heart, so you'll have a very good idea of how to identify it tomorrow. Most of you guys did just fine identifying the heart, but some of you guys struggled a little bit. There we go, okay. All right. So this little shield-shaped structure right here, again, like I said, medial to the gills, this thing is the heart. Okay. Try to angle it a little bit better so that we can see it a little more. This structure right here is the heart, okay? All right, that about does it. Hopefully you will watch this video a couple of times if you're still struggling with the anatomy so that you can get 100% on this practical. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.